So today we're going to work on the Flying Geese pattern. If you've quilted for any length of time, you're familiar with this. It looks like a bunch of arrowheads or actually a bunch of geese flying in a pattern because that's what they do, and that's why it's called Flying Geese. We can make small ones, we can make large ones, but I'm going to make them out of pre-cut fabrics because it's the easiest thing to do. I don't have to cut anything. If you have a layer cakes are 10-inch squares of fabric. And when you really look at the jagged edge on them, they really are measuring 10¼ inch square. If you're cutting your own fabric for this project, cut a 10¼ inch square, okay? This will serve as the geese itself. Now, you also need some background fabric. The background fabric, you're going to cut 4 squares. I'm going to use white. The square should be 5 3/8 inches total. So, our layer cake 10¼ square and our 4 pieces of the background fabric at 5 3/8, and then we're ready to start. This is a piece from a layer cake and it's 10¼ inches square. There's a little jagged edge along there and that's fine. We count that, okay? Now, secondly, you want some background pieces, and these background pieces are going to be 5 3/8 inches each, 4 of those. Okay. So our background fabric, the 5 3/8, I want you to draw a diagonal line through it. I'm using a heat-resistant pen. This pen will disappear when a hot iron touches it. So just draw the line across here. And we are going to place this in the upper right corner here. And I'm going to just put a pin in place there to hold that. And then we will take our second piece and put it in the opposing corner. Line it up. You can see our line goes right through, and I am also going to put a little pin in this. Now what we're going to do is take it over to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam line on either side of that drawn line. 1/4 inch seam on either side. So now we're going to make a 1/4 inch stitch on either side of this drawn line, all right? Okay, we've stitched a 1/4 inch line on either side of the drawn line. Now we're going to go back to the cutting table and we're actually going to cut on this drawn line and cut this into 2 pieces. Okay, I've stitched this down. Now I'm going to carefully cut along the center line that we drew earlier. Now we have 2 pieces, right? They look a little funny, but we're going to press them open and we'll move to the next step. Now, as with anything that you have just stitched, you need to take a hot iron and just set the seam. That's just touching it briefly with the hot iron. Now, we can open this up. So I'm going to open it up and give it a little finger press, and then give it a touch with the iron. Same with this one, and then we can just press it open. And we'll press this one open. Okay. So now the last big part of this is to take one of our smaller pieces again. We've drawn this line through the center. This time we're going to place it in this corner, pointing up through the center. Now line this up carefully because that is important. I'm going to lay this down and pin it. And it's just like before. This process is exactly what we've already done. We're going to stitch a 1/4 inch line on either side of the drawn line. Then we're going to come back and we're going to cut the drawn line so we have 2 pieces, and we will press those open. Okay, so I just stitched a 1/4 inch seam on either side of the drawn line, and now I'm going to cut this in half. It's very much like what we did the first part of this project. So we're going to cut and 2 pieces, and I'm going to go press this open, and we're going to have our flying geese. So this project made 4 flying geese, right? Here's the 2 I just showed you on camera, and the other 2 I previously finished, and I have stitched them together. Now, flying geese has to be precise, and if anyone is a professional at flying geese, you will pick apart every piece of this if I've done something wrong. I think it did pretty well though. When I stitch these 2 things together, it's very important that the point of the flying goose right here is visible. You have to see the point in order for it to be a success. If I had stitched across this point, well then I would say rip the seam out and do it again. So I'm going to join another piece to this. So here's my newest one, right? I want to join this to here. I'm just going to fold these over and line it up. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam from here to here. And be careful how you line this up. It's very important. Yes, I made it right to the end. I made it right to the tip of that point. So that's it. See, we've added that 3rd one, and I'm gonna add the 4th just like that. Now look, when you have a bunch of these flying geese, I've made some others in beautiful colors. Keep an eye on, pay attention to one thing. If you're using a pattern, here's a plaid I used. I was not very careful when I cut this plaid out. And when you get close on some of these, the plaids will tell the story on you, okay? Because my plaid line is just a little skewed from the white background. You don't want that. And if you ever do something that has an up and down pattern, strictly up and down like stripes, keep in mind that 2 of your 4 flying geese will be up and down, and the other 2 will be horizontal, because that's how it works when you cut and rearrange triangles. So this is a wonderful project. I absolutely loved it. Happy sewing.